Hello! Welcome to the meeting minutes for the September 12th, 2025 meeting of the Baldwin Wells chapter of Student Veterans of America. My name is Kate. I am the Associate Director of Military and Transfer Student Success. I am also the Staff Advisor for Student Veterans of America Baldwin Wells chapter. During our meeting past week, we discussed briefly what SVA is and the benefits of being a member, starting with you get the opportunity to use the SVA portal, which includes the Access Apex and mental health resources. Apex is a career transitioning guidance program where they will help you look at the things that you've already done and the things that you're learning and the things that you want to learn and your career and how best to get you there. It's a really great resource for members, as well as I said, mental health resources for those who are seeking a little bit of relief during difficult times. Another one of the resources that SVA provides is regional summits. These are smaller conferences that are spread out throughout the summer. They are an opportunity for SVA members to network, to learn how to build up the organization at their campus and how to transition better from military life to civilian life to career. We are looking forward to sending students to the regional summits next year when when they have been posted. Another benefit to SVA is the SVA National Conference. There we go. This year's conference is being held in Colorado at the Broadmoor Resort. It is the largest gathering of veteran students in the country, and there's just amazing amount of information and networking opportunities, other programs that are represented there that are great to view. Unfortunately, this year, we are unable to send any of our SVA members to NatCon. Unfortunately, our budget just does not allow it this year. We are hoping with some fundraising opportunities that next year we'll be able to send at least 2, potentially more students. The next thing that we talked about while we were in our meeting is leadership roles and their responsibilities. There are 4 leadership positions available for the current semester for our SVA. We need a president, a vice president, a treasurer, and a secretary. The president's role is to guide the chapter's vision. They are representative on campus, and they ensure the overall success of the organization. The vice president drives programming, engagement, and recruitment. The treasurer oversees the finances and fundraising opportunities, and the secretary manages communication, records, and meeting minutes. Excuse me. In order to become one of our leaders, you're going to need to follow the leadership process, which starts on the SVA Jacket Connect page. When you go to the website, right now this is the leading page that will eventually change once elections are over. This is where you're going to fill out the form if you are interested in becoming one of our leaders. There's also a much more detailed description of what each role does. The application for leadership roles closes on September 26th, and then elections will run from the 29th through October 3rd. The elections will be held online. There will be a form for it. And again, this is the form for applying to be one of the leaders. Now, if you don't want to be a leader, one of the things I highly recommend is making sure that you are actually an active member of the chapter. In order to do that, you go to the Jacket Connect homepage for Student Veterans of America, and then you would click here to join. This gives a little bit more details about reasons to join and our leadership team and where the meetings will be held. I highly encourage, if you have not already done so, that you go ahead and join, because then you will also get updates on our upcoming events, and the news of the chapter, which is where you'll also find meeting minutes. The next thing that we talked about in our meeting was the meeting schedule and regularity. It was decided on by vote that SVA officers and members will meet face-to-face every other month at the All-Star Student Veteran Center, 105 East Grand, and we will also be hosting intermediate online meetings as needed. Each meeting that we host every other month will also be recorded and offered an online option to join in through either Teams or Zoom. This is to help make sure that even if you can't make it on campus or if you can't make it at all, then you still have an opportunity to be a part of the meetings and the organization. The next thing we talked about was fundraising. As I mentioned earlier, right now we have a fairly tight budget, but I'm hoping with some opportunities this year and in early next year, we will be able to start building up our funding to send students to national conferences as well as the regional conferences. One of the big opportunities we have coming up is the Cleveland Monsters 50/50 Salute to Service Night. What we're going to be doing is selling tickets to the Salute to Service game for $25 a piece. This will give us a $500 profit, so that goes directly into our account. And then on top of that, we will be having students that are members of SVA selling 50/50 raffle tickets at the game, which will hopefully raise a significant amount of money that we can use for trips and events. If anyone else has a suggestion for a fundraising opportunity or activity, please send it to bwvets@bw.edu. This will give us a chance to review it and see if it's something that we can make happen. But we are happy to look at any and all suggestions. The final thing that we talked about at the meeting was volunteer organizations and opportunities. One of the organizations that we are going to start partnering with is Honor Flight Cleveland. They are an organization that sends veterans to Washington, D.C. for a day to explore the different monuments to military service. There are two ways to participate. The first is taking the course and then being a guide for a veteran, which would be a 24-ish hour commitment. The other is much more abbreviated, and that would be meeting up at the airport to welcome veterans home. Especially right now, we have a lot of veterans that are in the Vietnam era, and they did not get welcomed home appropriately. So this would be kind of a chance to make them feel better about their service and about their homecomings. So be on the lookout for information about that. Again, if you have any opportunities or interest in volunteer programs, please send it to bwvets@bw.edu. This will give me a chance to review them and then bring them to the meeting at the next one. And we can potentially make it happen as an opportunity for us to volunteer. So that is the meeting minutes for the September 12th meeting. Our next one will be in November. Please be on the lookout for that invitation. Again, if you would like to sign up to be one of our leaders, we would very much like to have you. If you have any suggestions, please send them to bwvets@bw.edu. Otherwise, have a great week.